quick disclaimer, there's a lot of cards here. This is the result of literally like 6 months worth of not putting things away. Oh no, that's all out of order now. So this is my boy groups binder, just plain white binder. I haven't gotten around to decorating the front of it. But if we open it up, we have our first page, and actually pause because I need to make sure that I didn't mess something up and that I'm still in the screen. All right, so that's fine. So as you can see, my very first section is for got7. got7 is my original K-pop ultimate group. They were the first K-pop group that I ever got into. So they have a special place in my heart, and that is why they have the colored sleeves, very much like how Mamamoo has the colored sleeves in my girl groups binder. As you can see, I do collect Bam Bam, and I'm actually almost done collecting all of his cards, which is really exciting. So we've got this first page, and actually the exciting bit is that I've got finally these two. The second press cards were very difficult to get a hold of, so I finally did get both of those. So got this second press card, and then this one, so that completes all of those albums. Yeah, and this is where kind of my got7 binder starts turning into a mess, because I don't have all of these cards and I haven't really put a high priority on them, so they're just kind of organized pretty randomly. I've got a bunch coming in soon, so this whole section will be a little bit more organized. But rather than going through those old cards, what I have is stuff from the new comeback. So I did join a group order for the newest comeback, and I got these cards plus this one from a Buyee order. So I'm thinking for now, since this was like a pre-order benefit and these are regular album cards, for now I'm just setting this up as 5. So I think actually we're gonna put that up there. We'll put, perhaps we'll go like this. So yeah, so got7 is definitely like one of my ultimate groups this year. Obviously the beginning of this year was kind of rough. I'm considering, since this binder is getting pretty full, that maybe I'll just take all of my got7 pages and give them their own dedicated kind of smaller binder, just so that they have their own space, since it's unlikely I will be adding to it anytime soon. Obviously, if any of the members, particularly if Bam Bam does any solo work and does any solo releases, I will try and collect that. But otherwise, my priority is just slowly filling in the gaps, finishing this album, finishing Dye, because I had plans to collect some OT7 sets for Dye and I just never got around to it. So yeah, this is a slow building collection, but it's one that I really like, so we're gonna work on it. So as you can see, some freebie cards, some of my spares from other members, some of the Japan cards, got lots of these. JB's bookmark is trying to run away. I need to find a better way to organize these. I don't really like this. I need to figure out a better way to do this, but the very last thing though that I have is I do have some bigger items. So I have the bigger items from this comeback, which are the 2 film strips and the little Polaroid things. But what I also have is this little mini photo card from Just Right. And I don't really have anywhere for it right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I might just put this here. Maybe I'll double this and then put the film strips on the bottom. I didn't think that through. I forgot that I had the Just Right photo card, so Eventually I'd like to try and gather all of these. I do like them as a set, so eventually I'd like to get all of those, but for right now, that will just have to do. Okay, and then finally, a lot more people were selling their star cards recently, and I had forgotten that they existed, but then I ended up buying a bunch of them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10, but this is an incomplete like group thing. So I think what I'll do is I will double side those. Put that in there. Then these are all of the like more regular Bam Bam ones, and then a group one. So I'll put the group one down here. And then I didn't really intend to collect these, but when I saw them pop up and they were so cheap, I figured, why not? Might as well. Might as well have the full, or as full as I can, of a collection. I think these are in order. Yeah. So I know there were some like special ones. There was like a hollow one, and there were some other like more, like the lower numbers had different effects or whatever. They had lower probability, I'm not sure, but I probably won't bother trying to get them. I like this page how it is, so good. So that is my got7 collection. So after that, we have a little divider page because from here I have my other boy groups, and they're in no particular order. They're just kind of the order that they landed in my binder. I don't tend to organize my binders in terms of like favorites or whatever. It's just however they fall. So to start off, I have Oneness. As you can see, I collect Hwanwoong for Oneness, and I finally have this card, which was a real pain to find. It seemed like every time it came up for sale, it was claimed immediately. So I can now say that I have a complete first page. These were Japan cards from that album. From there, got more Japan. I forget the name of this album. This is literally my like morning ringtone. What is wrong with me? I don't remember what it's called, but anyways, I liked that album a lot. But this is the, what is this for? Oh, this is because I recently have come to the conclusion, to the realization, to the acceptance that this child is my second bias in Oneness. He'd been there the whole time. I said I wasn't going to collect his cards, but here we are. So yeah, so this is Lido or Ito. I love his voice, I love his rapping, I love his singing. His face is great, so I figured, why not? If I can pick them up, it's pretty low priority, but I've got at least a few of them to start here. Ideally, I would love to get some of those first 2 albums cards of his to fill out this page. I'm not really looking to get any of his MMT cards or anything because they're already pretty hard to find, but there we go. I'll have to fill these in later. So that brings us to Lived, which was the comeback before the newest one, where once again I am collecting Hwanwoong and Lido, but I did pull these 2 in my albums, so I decided that I would just complete what I could. So let me pull these little placeholders out and get these. So I've got these up here. This is probably my favorite card from this comeback. Just the flowers and the hair and the face. I was like, yes, I need that. So that gets the center. And then I've got these two, and just to keep the red and white order, we will put this like this. So that is the photo cards from this. And then I did start collecting the character cards, or the tarot cards, whatever you want to call it. So again, I pulled these two in my albums and ended up buying these two, and just for consistency's sake, I did buy an extra so that I could complete the page. I like how it's the same members who I have cards of, so it feels a little bit more consistent for my collection. That comeback was also the first of ones where Oneness had a lot of fan signs. So I did collect a random assortment of fan sign cards, just because they were varying levels of priciness at the time. So I did pick up one OT6 fan sign set. I'm terrible with age orders, so this is probably going to be all wrong. But, you know, I'll fix it later. So this wasn't like my favorite of the fan sign sets, but it was one of the, I think it was like a Make Star one, so it was pretty accessible. It was not that expensive to get as a full set, so I didn't mind it, and I do like having full sets when it's possible. So we got that. And then this page was just for some of the miscellaneous fan signs. So this was I want to say MMT. And then this card was one that as soon as I saw the previews like drop, I was like, I really need this card. I love it when they put them in chokers like that. So that definitely gets a front and center. And then we'll go like that. So I joined a group order for these. These were, I think, another Make Star, MMT2. I'm not sure. I've talked about my feelings about all the numbers of fan signs that happen these days in my Ateez videos, but at least with groups that are not Ateez, I can feel a little bit more restrained about purchasing or trying to seek group orders for things, because I don't collect nearly as much as I do, or nearly as completely as I do for non-Ateez boy groups. So that is my Lived collection, which that album has been on repeat pretty much since it came out. So I'm happy to have it completed to where I wanted. I do have about half of what I need from the newest, so from Devil. I would hopefully be finishing that in the coming like few weeks. And then I'll be able to put that away after all of this. And yeah, so then the last page of my Oneness is this from the fan kit, where I just found someone who was only selling his like cards. And I think this is actually the one that has the error on the back, like the birthday error. Because I'm pretty sure it was cards that the person had had before, but I don't particularly care. I wanted it for the pictures, not for the back, so it's all good. So the next thing that I have is onewe, and this is where this is kind of going to be a bit of a mess, because onewe is a problem. Onewe is a group of 5 members, and they pretty consistently give 2 photo cards per member. However, there's 9 pockets in a page, and there's 10 total, and I do collect OT5 for onewe. So I like just don't really know what I want to do, because I didn't really want to do pages of 5, but I also don't want to have like a stray card, and I don't really want to do a 6 and a 4, because then you also have stray cards, and there's not really enough for like, well, I guess there is enough for like a member page, but I like keeping it sets from the same era together. So I think what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to do just pages of 5, and I'm just going to have to accept that it feels like a waste of pages. Maybe I'll double side them. Maybe I'll do like a 5 and then a 5 and I'll double side it. I don't know. This is a problem. Anyways, I don't even know which ones go together. So I think of the sets I like, wait, I'm missing one. What did I do? What did I do? Who's missing? Ah, okay, here we go. I think I like this set better, even though your background doesn't match anyone else's, so that's annoying. And then this set can go on the back. And I, of course, didn't actually look at age order, so I'm just gonna do this. Hello, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got that. And then if we want to flip it to do a cross on the back, do I like that? I don't even know if I like that. Let's find out. So we go like that, like that. All right, let's see. So we've got this page here, and then when I flip the page, it looks like this. I think that's gonna have to be my compromise because this is way too many pages. And now this is where I messed up this. So, all right. So while I was at it, I went ahead and I just took the extra pages out and I've sorted them. So we've got this set with all the white shirts, and this set with the colors are the darker. And I think that I will once again put this set in the front in the X pattern. And then that way we will kind of preserve the pages and keep the sets together. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the Studio Wii recording, which I really enjoyed. And then the final thing I've got is I've got the Memory Illusion. Yeah, Memory Illusion, which these are the ones I pulled from my album. And I'm still in the process of figuring out like how I want to go ahead and collect or like gather those. So for now we will just leave those two there. Still in the process of tracking those down. Actually, what I can do is I've got these from the first album, so I'll go ahead and put those in as placeholders as well. And then one of the last things that I have for OneWe is recently they did an Untacked Live, and they did release some merchandise sets that came with some cards, and I did purchase a Dongmyeon set, except I don't think this is the whole set. I think there were 5 or 6 of them, but this was all that came in the set that I purchased. And when they came, I didn't realize that they were so big. So I got it, I was like, oh, I thought they were photo cards, not these like kind of tarot card size things. That's alright, because I'm just going to go ahead and put them in a 4 pocket. I will probably never try and hunt any more of them or any more of the members, but it was a cute set. I liked the look of it, so I got it. And that concludes my RBW boys pages, so Oneness and OneWe. I do collect both groups and love both groups, and I hope I can keep collecting them for a long time to come. The next section is some kind of stray soloist stuff. So these 4 cards are from the I'm so bad at pronouncing his name, Yunki. He did Breathe recently. He did On and On. He did Flower. I love him as a soloist, and these are the only photo cards he's ever done, so I did get all 4 of them. I love this one with like the sparkles. I also have a random Eric Nam card because I loved his last physical release, so I did buy myself a copy. And then this is a random Polaroid from the now sadly disbanded group ENOI that I thought was cute, so I picked it up. The next part of my collection here is Exo. But I don't collect all of Exo. I really only, as you can see, collect Baekhyun. That's because my primary kind of intro to Exo actually was CBX when Hey Mama came out. And I loved that song. I played that song over and over. Since then, I have loved CBX. You know, was obviously sad when they was clear that they weren't really going to do anything else, at least not recently. Fortunately, Baekhyun's done a lot of solo stuff, so that has kind of kept me occupied, but I did go back and collect as much of the CBX stuff as I could. This was actually the album, or not the album, the photo card I pulled in the very first CBX album that I ever bought, so that's pretty cool. And so now that lives in my binder. But I do have a random Exo card here that I think I got as a freebie in an order, because I don't remember purchasing this, but it's cute, so you know, why not. So it's a random Exo card, and then we've got Baekhyun cards, which are all out of order. None of this makes any sense in the order, but here we are. And then we've got Delight, which was the his solo release. I loved this album. I own every single version of this album, including all of the Kinos, because I love it that much. Candy is constantly coming up on my shuffle. His voice is amazing. I love the music video. The photo cards were amazing, so I got all of them. Unfortunately, the number of photo cards is really inconsistent. So I've got 3 here, and I think what I was gonna do was I was gonna fill these gaps and then just leave this one in the middle, because I don't have both of the cards from the chemistry version. I pulled this one from my album, and I was excited because it was the one that I wanted. And I thought I had the one where he has like the flowers behind his ear, but I don't know where it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put, I think, the 3 that are like cute with the props at the top, even though the version order is not making a lot of sense now. And then we will put these 3 down here. If I ever do acquire the other chemistry version photo card, I will probably move this over so that there's 2 in the middle and a space in the center. And then I put the Kino cards on the back. I do have all of the message cards, so the album did come with a random message card per version, so there were 3 versions. I had both of the orange ones, and then I have both of the yellow, what was it, cinnamon, honey, and mint. So then I have the mint one as well. So the binder does a nice job of flattening those out for me. I've got all of the postcards. So there were 5 of these like holographic postcards. This was like a random freebie I got in something. And then this is where I've got a page set aside because Baekhyun just did a Japanese release, which I freaking adore. I did buy myself 1 copy. I bought myself the one where he's wearing a soft sweater. I don't have it in easy reach. But I pulled this photo card out of it, which has a very cute back. I love the back. I love the color of this. Was surprised. I wasn't expecting a photo card when I pre-ordered it on, I think I bought it through CD Japan. On the site it didn't mention, or at the time of pre-order it didn't mention that it would come with a photo card, so I was a little surprised when this fell out. Since then I did find out that there was a total of 6 regular photo cards and then 6 clear cards that were part of the fan club pre-order benefit. And I do have the 6 clear cards on their way already, so those will go on the top and the bottom. And then of the 6 regular photo cards, there were 2 other ones besides this one that were kind of like my favorite and the ones that I wanted, so then I did get both of those. So then those will fill those, and then I probably will just not look for the other 3 regular photo cards because they've gotten pretty pricey since it was a pretty limited release, and they were already expensive to get from Japan, so that was why I could only buy 1 copy. I spent a really long time agonizing over which one. Yeah. So then continuing with my soloists, I've also got Taemin. I love Taemin, loved Act 1 and Act 2. I did only buy Act 2, the regular version, not the repackage with both of the acts. I might go back and collect them, but in general, I do like to just keep photo cards in my binder, even if they're not a main collection. And this leads in very nicely to the next section anyways, so I've got these 2 from Act 2. And then continuing on with the Exo SM boys. The Exo members, I do have cards from Kai's first solo, so these are the ones that I pulled from my albums. I did buy the flip book version and then 1 of each copy, so X, Y, and Z, and I pulled these cards. Very happy. This was one of the ones I wanted the most, so that's exciting. Let me see. I think what we'll do is we'll put this one here. I don't know what version all of these came from, but... And I did purchase through Mercari Japan the rest of the solo album cards that I wanted, so enough to fill a page. It won't be a complete set, but I didn't necessarily want all of them, so it's something that like maybe in the future, if they become cheaper, I'll get them. This is very theoretical collections. Anyways, as you might be able to guess, we have Baekhyun, we have Taemin, we have Kai. That brings me to the next part of my collection, which, if you are looking at that trend, is SuperM. So I love SuperM a lot. SuperM is one of the groups, is actually one of the last concerts I went to before everything started to close down. I never really intended to collect them. However, I saw their concert and loved it. I had a copy of their first release and loved it. I bought multiple copies, pretty much every version that I wanted of Super One, and loved it. Have fond memories of that concert. So I stumbled upon basically beginning to just collect them. So as you might have guessed, I do collect Baekhyun, Kai, and Taemin from SuperM. I love the NCT boys, but I don't have that much money, so I did stick with the members, those 3 members. These are all from the first release, their first album, Photocards. Don't remember which press, which version, anything, but they're here. So go ahead and put this one here. Put this one here. And then I've got both of the pink toned group cards from Super One. So there's that. And then for the US version, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got these 3. I've got these random NCT boys who are from my own album pulls. And then I've got all 3 of the unit cards. And I think I want to go like that. So I did get very lucky with my pulls when I bought these. I did go out to Target like the week that they released and bought the versions that were available and opened them and ordered on Amazon to get the Amazon version and opened that. And let me tell you, when I was relieved, this freaking Baekhyun frog card is still selling for like $40. So when I say I breathed a sigh of relief when I pulled that out of my own album, please know it was true, because I was not ready to spend $40 to try and get this card. And that would have been the end of that collection attempt. All right, so we've got the American release. And then I've also got the Korean release. This one is less complete because I, again, didn't get albums, so I didn't get any, like, I didn't get the group card, I didn't get any other members. So I do have those, and then I've got these 2 Is that how I want to do it? I don't know. Anyways, I've got the 3 individual cards, and I have the unit card that's missing on the way. But these can live together on a page. And then finally, anyone who bought the American release knows that they also came with ID cards that were version and member specific. I have almost all of them. So I think what I'll do is I will just, my order is annoying. How do I want to do this? Maybe it'll go like that. I'm not convinced that I'm going to keep these in my binder. The ID cards are so thick, I'm kind of nervous about them pressing on things. Because I also don't store my binders upright currently. It does kind of lie flat all the time. So I'm a little nervous about indentations on other cards. So we'll see how I feel about it over time. But for now, there we go. So yeah, that's my SuperM collection, an accidental collection if there ever was one, but I love the group, and the memories of that concert from the fall right before everything kind of closed down have been kind of among the fondest since then, so it's nice to kind of have that in the memories in my binder. All right, I've also got a bunch of the postcards, of course, so I'll go ahead and just quickly pop these in here. I think I set this up to double-sided. So you've got the individual members and then the two group postcards. Very nice, very nice. Making progress. All right. The next section in my binder is for OnlyOneOf, and I don't really have a clear collection goal with them. Obviously, I really like Chunji. I kind of want to collect 9. I kind of want to collect Rie, but it's hard to find these cards. The albums are mostly not available sealed, so I do have a copy, at least one copy of all of their album releases so far, but it's really hard to find any of the cards for sale, and I don't really have any extras for trading. So for right now, it's a slow building collection, so I've only got this one 9 card from their first album, and I'll put that in the spot there. I know that they're potentially having a comeback soon. I've seen that they've started posting teaser images, so I'm really excited for that, because I did really like their last release. I'm kind of sad they're kind of not doing the produced by thing, it seems like, anymore, but it's my baby OnlyOneOf collection. Okay. And then finally, we've got another, this is Elast. They are, if you're not familiar with them, a newer group. They debuted last year around the same time that, well, they debuted at the same time that Ateez was doing their last round of promotions for Inception and Thanks. And because of that, I was able to kind of learn more about Elast and realized that they do music that I really enjoy, and I'm really excited to see them grow. And so they do have, why am I blanking on, why am I missing a card here? No, I'm not missing a card here. I can't count. That's 8. So they do have 8 members, and I did collect all 8 members for their debut. None of these are in order or in any sort of organization. But yeah, I really love their concepts. I really love what they are doing with their sound and their performance, and I'm really excited. I hope they get more attention and more love, because I'm honestly very excited to see what they do, and I hope that they can go far. So yeah, I will probably rearrange these. They've been doing kind of this whole like white and blue set, and I think that I probably will rearrange it at some point, so all of the white outfit ones are in one page and all of the blue outfit ones are on another page, because right now it's just paired by member. And that will also allow me to put it in like leader and age order, unlike how it is now. So those will be 8 card pages. And then I also have their newest release, their first comeback album, which was called Awake. Once again, we're going with the blue and white theming. This time they also did these like clear cards, which are honestly not my favorite, but I'm in the process of collecting everything from this comeback, from this album as well. They had 2 photo cards per member, one of these, a like 4-cut card, and was that it? I think that was it. Yeah, it was those 4 things. So I am in the process of collecting all of those slowly, because I'm not willing to buy more copies of the album for myself. One difference is that there were only 7 of the members this comeback, because one of them is doing like a TV show, so it'll be a little weird for my binder, but I am hoping that I can complete this collection as well. And this is a collection that, assuming that they keep their numbers of cards kind of reasonable and they continue giving 2 cards per album, I suspect that I will continue trying to, you know, do full collection on them. But it's going to depend a lot on what future comebacks look like in terms of album cards. So if they start pulling an Ateez with multiple cards per member but only giving you 1 per album, then I probably will downsize to just collecting these 2 members. But for now, we're happy with it. They also did unit and solo postcards in their debut album. I do have all of them, I just don't have enough 3 pocket pages. So when I get more 3 pocket pages, I will go through and fully put all of these in the binder. And then this is for these, the 4-cut, like mini oversized photo cards. So we will once again, if you can't tell, these 2 are kind of my co-bias right now in the group. So they will go there, and then we will do that. And eventually I will have the other 3 and I will double side this and it will be beautiful. All right, so then last of all, I feel like I'm missing some. Okay, well, last of all, nearing the end, I do collect Wayv albums. I do not collect any Wayv member or any particular NCT member, but I do collect their albums. So I did, like, I want to say in like September, get a copy of their first album, Take Off, and this was the card that I pulled, so I will keep that. They are a group that, while I do not really follow NCT very closely, I do not plan to collect NCT in any sort of capacity. Wayv is the one subunit that I will always follow and watch their stages and buy their albums, so this collection will grow slowly and without intention. And then because I did buy Ace's last album, again with no intention to collect, but I did love the concept and the title track, I figured I would just I will just rip my 9 pocket page, I guess. I don't know. Well, good job, self. So this is kind of a straight collection. Similarly, OneO is a individual who I will always support and I will always collect cards for, but I am not looking, I'm not especially looking to like collect everything or have a complete set. So I think we will do that because same outfit, and adorable. So this is a collection of, I got a full set from K-Town for You, so I did get the pre-order K-Town cards, which actually I will put those down the middle. And then I have the 3 cards that I pulled from my own albums, and that is good enough for a collection. And I do still have to pre-order his part 2. So this last section is for Oneness. So they are a baby group under a pretty unknown company that actually at the end of January announced that they were disbanding. I was very sad about it because I do really enjoy their music. I thought they had a lot of potential. They clearly worked hard, did a lot of their own production and arranging and writing. So it's really sad that they had to, you know, make the announcement that they were going to disband. But, you know, what can you do, I guess? So I do have a random collection of cards from their last release, and I think, how did I plan to do this? There's 3. I think I meant to do this. I don't know why I put this here. So these are cards from their last, from Wayv. And I had like the vague ambition of trying to collect full set all members for their latest comeback, because I did have it for I can never remember the name of their album, the Apple one, Red in the Apple. I did have this one, which was complete, and so I had the vague thought that maybe I would do the same for this one, but then they had like 4 photo cards per member, and I got tired of trying to look for them, so this is where we're at. So I've got that, and then I did also collect 4 here, and then they also did a lenticular set, which I once again have a random amount of. So now this is a collection that's kind of like stalled and probably will never actually be finished. I also ran out of card sleeves, so that's cool. But yeah, this is a collection that will probably never finish. It exists as it exists, and that's just kind of it. These are from a random merchandise set, so we're just gonna put them behind here for now. So yeah, that rough life of having a collection for a group that no longer will do anything. I'm trying to decide what you're going to do with it. But for right now, it will live in my binder. And yes, my boy group binder is suddenly significantly heavier, significantly more full. Probably this section will be moved to its own binder soon, as the got7 binder didn't free up space in here as I continue to grow the collections. But yeah, that's it. That's my boy group binder. I'm glad to finally have all of those cards put away so that they stop falling all over the place. And this video is way longer than I wanted it to be, so yeah, probably sometime in the coming weeks I will again update my girl group binder and start making plans for how I'm going to set up a new Ateez binder, because I need one for the new comeback. And with that, I will see you all next time.